Hi, welcome to the fourth and final week of Empower. Today I'm going to be talking about stress and about sleep and how important it is. As you are aware now that we're all connected and everything impacts each other. You know, as what we move, how we sleep, what we eat, how stressed we are. So really it's a bit of a continuation on hidden hijackers from last week, talking about the sugar and nutritional content being, undermining what we think's a healthy diet. But sleep and stress are also hidden hijackers because we kind of deal with these separately and think they're separate topics when really they can undermine everything we're doing. We could be having the best diet, eating the best foods, but if we aren't sleeping right and we're extremely stressed, this is gonna undermine a lot of what we're doing. So I'm going to talk about sleep first, and then I'll talk about stress in a separate session to break it down a little bit for easier, to make it easier. So sleep is our biggest free medicine that we have. I think a lot of people don't put value on how important sleep is. Quite often I speak to women who say they're actually too busy to sleep, and quite often by the time we get to the evening, we want that little bit of extra time to finish off our work, to do our ironing, to watch a Netflix, that little bit of us time, and that eats into our sleep, and we don't value how important sleep is. Those hours are when our body stops digesting and it gets down to all the things that we don't have the time to do normally to heal ourselves, to get rid of bugs, to kill bacteria, to get rid of those precancerous cells that we constantly have, that our body's constantly having to deal with. And if you give it the tools and enough tools to allow it to sleep and the right nutrition, then that allows us to keep ourselves fit and healthy and free from disease. Ideally, we should be getting 7 to 8 hours sleep every night. Some people will say it's fine, I can sleep on 5 hours or 6 hours. And yes, that's fine. They possibly can for a while, but they aren't getting the healing that they need. And ideally, it's going to just make them tired, make them grouchy. Some people are fine getting to sleep, others aren't. Some people are fine. Some people can get to sleep fine, and then they wake up in the morning, 3 or 4 o'clock is quite a normal time to wake up, and they can't get back to sleep because their mind's turning over. They're thinking about work the next day. And feeling quite stressed, or they're waking up with hot flushes, or they wake up to go to the toilet and struggle to get back to sleep. So then you wake up feeling unrefreshed the next day. Lack of sleep has actually been shown scientifically to increase your risk of heart attack, as well as other things. It creates a stress on your body. Your adrenals are stressed. You produce more cortisol, which increases your sugar release into the bloodstream. You wake up, you feel tired, you've not got any energy, you feel unrefreshed, so you're much more likely again to make bad food choices the next day. You need the coffee first thing in the morning, and you grab the sugary snack because you've had a lousy night's sleep the night before. So really, it's what can we do to optimise our sleep? First of all, we need to prioritise it, and if we can recognise that it is really important that we do have to set aside that time every night and go, this is my 7-8 hours, and it is important, and we shouldn't be putting other things in place of it, and let that time, that priority time, be squeezed for sleep. Switching off devices before bedtime. When did it become normal for us to reply to work emails at 11 o'clock at night and to scroll through our social media feeds before bed? We're all guilty of it, myself included. If you can switch off devices an hour before bed, perfect. You can get blue blocking glasses, which some people find really helpful. Essentially, possibly reading a book can be a good thing before bed rather than the screen. The blue light that is emitted from screens will interrupt your circadian rhythm, so it doesn't help if you're a person that struggles to get to sleep. Going to bed at the same time every night, setting yourself an alarm on your phone to say, now I need to switch you off and be in bed in the next hour, can be really helpful. it's, you know, creating that regular pattern. And on a weekend, if you're somebody who likes to sleep in later, if you can, and you haven't got children waking you up at silly o'clock, then yes, there's, if you can get up at the same time, weekend or weekdays, then it's going to help you set that rhythm and you'll feel much better for it. Setting yourself some time to journal before bed can be a good thing. Having a nice bath before bed. Like I say, reading a book, even if it's for 10-15 minutes, just something that helps you wind down, and it's something that works for you, that's a good bedtime routine. But I think just recognising the importance of sleeping and how that you need to prioritise it is really good. Increasing your morning sunlight exposure is another way of helping you sleep better at night. The earlier you can get up in the morning, the earlier you can get the sunlight into your eyes and into your retinas is going to be better. What that does is it triggers a hormone called melatonin, which is your sleep hormone, and that sunlight first thing in the morning triggers your melatonin release, which will build through the day, and then it will help you sleep better at night. So, you know, walking to the bus stop, if you work from home, walking around the block for 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes in the morning, just anything that involves getting outside in the daylight, getting the melatonin production going, that will help you in the evening to get to sleep. Reducing your caffeine is another way. I know I would never take away somebody's morning coffee because I love a coffee myself, and coffee has got a lot of good research around it, but it's actually the amount, the timings, and when you drink it. So most of us wake up in the morning and we feel unrefreshed from the night before and tired, so we have a coffee first thing in the morning. What we need to do is try and not have that coffee until we have our breakfast. So coffee is fine with food. When you drink coffee, it's got caffeine in it, which which releases cortisol. Your cortisol is your stress hormone, and your stress hormone will release sugar into your blood. So your blood sugar goes up. So even if you haven't eaten anything sugary or you don't have anything sugary in your coffee, you still get a release of sugar into your bloodstream. So it peaks your blood sugar. So what we need to do is try and hold off that coffee, have a lemon and hot water first thing in the morning, I think, which I've mentioned before, and then have your coffee with breakfast. So that's actually going to help your blood sugar release. Also not drinking coffee after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that the caffeine in a lot of people, it stays in your bloodstream for up to 8 hours. So it decreases your sleep quality. Now, if you're the kind of person that says, it's fine, I can have 3 cups of tea in the afternoon and 1 before bed and I still get to sleep fine, that's fine. You obviously can metabolise that coffee, but it will still decrease the quality of your sleep. So if you can move that last coffee or tea till 2 or 3 in the afternoon, it's giving you a good amount of time before bed to metabolise that caffeine properly and enable you to get to sleep better at night. Magnesium is another really big mineral which is really important for sleep. Most of us don't get enough magnesium in our diets. If we are eating magnesium rich food, so these include legumes such as chickpeas and beans, lots of dark leafy greens, so lettuces, spinach, broccoli, quite a lot of nuts have them. You know, if we could be eating a lot of these foods which are really high in magnesium, which is great, but quite often now the soils these days don't have the quantities in that they used to have because of over farming. So a lot of us aren't getting our magnesium needs. And magnesium is a mineral that helps us relax. So calcium helps our muscles contract and magnesium helps them relax. And quite often, if you're quite irritable, you feel quite tetchy, you have problems sleeping, we're quite often very deficient in magnesium. So if we can make sure that we're getting enough of those foods in our diet, but we're also getting it in through supplements. Magnesium is a good supplement, a safe supplement to take, and not all supplements are safe to take depending on your medication, but there are some good supplements out there. But also equally as good is a magnesium salt bath. So Epsom salts or magnesium salts that you can pick up in most places, supermarkets, Boots, Superdrug. big bath of salts and build it into your bedtime routine. Habit stack, as Emma would say. So, 2 or 3 times a week, pour a big cup of it into your bath, 20 minutes. Your skin absorbs the magnesium and helps you relax. You have the best night's sleep, but it also draws out lots of toxins as well into the bath. You have to be in there 20 minutes, but you're also getting a lot of the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. So that's really good. If you don't like a bath and you don't like sitting in a bath, a foot bath is equally as good. So you can fill up a washing up bowl, stick your feet in it and watch telly before you go to bed for half an hour. And really good for children as well if you have kids that struggle sleeping or are slightly stressed. So I would definitely, magnesium's a key mineral for sleep. And then another one is melatonin rich foods. So melatonin, as I've said before, is your sleep hormone. So the more of these foods we can get through the day, the more sources we have to be able to make that enzyme to enable us to sleep. So melatonin foods include oats, which most of you will be having now, brown rice and whole grain rice, eggs, nuts, especially pistachios actually are a good source of melatonin. And also, if you do have trouble sleeping, tart cherries. So there's something called Montmorency cherries. If you Google it, there are certain supplements that you can get, or drinks. I think there's a drink called Cherry Active that you can get that are very tart cherry, and it's quite a natural food way of having one of these before bed, and it's got very high melatonin levels in it and can really help with sleep. So that can also help as well. So I think it's a combination of these factors that I've mentioned. If sleep is your problem, just giving yourself that time to go, this is important and this is going to help my health and well-being, and I will feel better on it, and I will make better food choices the next day for having more of it, and think of it as that time to heal your body and make it well again. Right. Bye.